Hi everyone, so here's week 2 of my 5-week mini-series regarding short game. Today we're going to cover the backswing and how we take the club from a setup position all the way into the backswing. So there's a couple of faults that I typically see. So there's two ones that I've really focused on today. One is the movement of the club head in relation to the ground, and also the loft presented into the backswing move as well. So is the loft being too open or too shut? Is the club working too low and inside? So first fault we're going to look at is the shutting down of the loft in the backswing. So again, this can also relate back to week 1 in terms of the grip. And if we were to go on to the grip style with this, if the right hand or trail hand is too over, like so on the grip, so I would say that's more of a weak styled grip on the right hand, what will happen then is the lead forearm will start to rotate inwards, the right shoulder will start to work inwards too, so internally, like so. So what will happen then is in the backswing, the loft will then be shut down, and then we start to as well shut down the amount of bounce that is on that golf club. Using this little pokeball style ball here, yellow indicating the club face or the front of the club face, and the red indicating the back of the club face, we can kind of see when we take our new grip now, work the club into the backswing, we're looking to feel like there's more toe up to the sky. This should hopefully then present a little bit more loft at impact, and it'll start to engage your bounce a little bit more. So we're looking for that new grip style to then work the loft into a position where it's not too shut. It's fairly neutral in this position. I think something else to look at here as well is how that right arm starts to fold. So into a backswing, we're not keeping the right arm straight or at length. We're actually letting the right arm fold into a position to then move the loft into the backswing and keep that loft on the club. So the second fault that I typically see is the moving of the club head into the backswing position. So the first thing that we'll look at is the low and inside. So the concern with moving the club too low and inside is that the club actually hasn't travelled vertical enough to then drop that back down onto the ball. So when we're looking at a chip shot, we're looking to see, well, how can the club work up and around us rather than it working low and around us. What you'll typically find here is that contact points may potentially work but too far behind the ball and a little bit inside the ball. Typically what we would see at this rate, if the club is presented at impact in this position, is almost a bit of what I would call a yip. A reactive movement where the club head actually starts to work up and close quite quickly, which will then result in potentially double hits but definitely inconsistent contacts with face the ball and also club on the ground. So what we're looking for is to stop moving the club too far inside. Could be due to some over rotation of the torso as well. But what I'm going to include in this is 2 fixes that were going to help you to improve your backswing get into a good position. Okay, so let's work on this moving the club low and inside, and let's try and pick it up a little bit more vertically. Well, I think first of all to note that when I was moving the club low and inside, my torso and my right shoulder would come behind my body a little bit quick, but also this left arm movement can really impact where that club head is travelling. So if I take a setup here, I'll move my right arm out of the way so you can see my lead arm now. From that position here, if I start to work the left arm across my chest more, you can see now that my hand path starts to work inside. If I were to move my left arm, or my lead arm, sorry, up and away, you can now see that my hand path works away from the body. What we're actually looking for here is, can we move the left arm back straight and then let the wrist set ever so slightly? And what I mean by set is just allow the wrist to go into a little bit of flexion, just a touch. So what that should look like, and you can use an alignment rod here just by placing it down on the ground, behind, just in between where the ball will be positioned and your feet. What we're looking for is that left arm movement to work back in a straight line, and then allow the club to set alongside that line as well. So it's not out here or here. This is absolutely perfect now for where we want it to go. So that's week 2, working on the backswing for a chip shot. So week 1 we've covered setup. Week 2 we've worked on a little bit of backswing move. And week 3 we're going to start to progress into how we can now deliver that into an impact position. So I hope you're finding these useful, and if you do need anything, please feel free to reach out.